good morning. My name is Lesley, and I'm going to talk to you today about how to pack life's emergency kit. Now, living on the Texas Gulf Coast, we're all accustomed to preparing for weather-related emergencies such as tropical storms and hurricanes. But today I'm here to talk to you about how to prepare for life's emergencies. I'm going to share with you several documents that every adult needs to have in their emergency kit and where you can find them. In an article entitled Estate Planning, It's All About Your Legacy, written by John J. Scroggin for the Wall Street Journal, he states, while many people have an inherent aversion to talking about both death and taxes, leaving a positive legacy is something that we all care about. Unfortunately, numerous studies show that over 50% of Americans have no estate plan, no will, and no medical directives. A lot of adults have the impression that estate planning is for the wealthy and older Americans. But we only have to think back a few years and remember the case of Terry Schiavo, a woman in her mid-20s from Florida who fell ill. After 7 years of court battles between her husband and her parents, she died at the age of 41. She was kept alive for all those years because she did not make her wishes known in writing. There are three categories of documents that people need to have in their emergency kit. The first set is called advance directives. The first one we'll talk about is a medical power of attorney. This document simply states who will make healthcare decisions on your behalf if you are not able to do so. The second document is a directive to physicians, which is also known as a living will. This document is the pull-the-plug document. Do you want to be kept alive on life support, or do you want to be kept comfortable and allowed to die peacefully? It also allows you to put in your own instructions that you may have to direct your doctors and your family. Now, you may say, how will people know that I have these documents if there's an emergency should arise? And there are a couple of ways. You can give a copy of these documents to your primary care physician. You can give a copy to the people that you actually name in the documents, or at the very least, you can tell them where the documents are located in case an emergency arises. And the last thing that you can do is, for a nominal fee, you can have these documents recorded in a national registry, such as uslivingwillregistry.com. They will in turn send you wallet cards and stickers to place on your driver's license so that if an emergency occurs, they will know that the documents are prepared and they will be able to access them. Few people die suddenly in the United States. Generally, there is a period of incapacity. If there are no advance directives in place, I can guarantee you someone will be trotting off to the courthouse and getting a guardianship on you. In Texas, there are two types of guardianships: guardianship of the person and the estate. The next set of documents for your emergency kit are declarations of guardians. The first document is a declaration of guardian prior to need. This document sets out who you want to take care of your person and your estate. This can be the same person or it can be a different person. The great thing about this document is you can also disqualify anyone that you would not like to serve as your guardian. The second document is a declaration of guardian or appointment for a guardian for your child, should something happen to you while they are still minors. Again, this document sets out who would take care of their person and estate. You may have someone that you feel is loving and nurturing that you would want your child to live with, but they may not be good with finances. So you may want to name someone else to be in charge of your children's financial affairs. The last document that we're going to talk about is a last will and testament. If you don't make a will for yourself, the state of Texas is going to do it for you. And trust me, they don't have your best interest at heart. I'm going to try to dispel a few myths here this morning. When people sign a will, it is very uncommon that they die immediately. When I worked at a law office, I had an entire drawer of a file cabinet full of unexecuted documents. Unexecuted documents don't work for you in an emergency situation. It's like you have none. And secondly, you often hear that I don't have enough to prepare for a will. If you own anything, it is better that you prepare a will and direct where your assets go. But a will also, in addition to disposing of your assets, gives you a voice as to how to care for your children, even after the age of majority, or if you have special needs children or family members to care for. This is all your place to set out those instructions. There are several types of wills. There's a holographic will, which is wholly in someone's handwriting. That does not mean you type it on your computer, print it out, and sign it. For it to be valid in the state of Texas, it must be wholly in your handwriting, it must be signed, and it must be dated. There are form wills that you can get off the internet or buy at an office supply store, or there's typewritten wills or formal wills, which are generally prepared by an attorney. A good analogy is that a holographic will is like having a skateboard. It's going to move you from one place to another. A form will be like having a bicycle, and a formal will is like having a Corvette. It's probably your best option. It's always better to prepare for life's emergencies when you're not in the midst of one. A lot of times it's too late at that point if you're in an emergency situation. So we all need to have our advance directives, guardianship documents, and our wills. I have provided several links for you. They're in the handouts. I hope that you find this information useful. And in closing, these are just a handful of the documents that can be used. I strongly suggest that you contact an attorney to make sure that your specific needs are met. Thank you very much.
Good job.
Good job.